All right, you guys, today we are doing something I have been putting off for a while. A, because we were waiting on parts, B, because it's going to suck to do, and C, because I don't have the experience doing it. So I brought Matt with me because Matt has experience doing this stuff with these engines. So today we're going to be getting the Evo's engine and transmission back into the car. This thing hasn't had an engine in it since 2017, and it blew up last time it was running. Last time this car ran, it blew up doing 700, 800 wheel horsepower drag run. So I don't quite 100% know how we're going to go about getting this in yet. We may put the engine in, then slide the transmission up in. We may put the transmission on the engine, then try to put it in from either the top or the bottom. To be honest, I don't quite know yet. We're going to get it figured out though. What's your idea?
Put the engine in first and then slide the transmission on the side.
We'll do a Google and see what the easiest way is.
Just sounds easiest to me.
We'll
you got two shafts trying to go in.
Two shafts.
At the same time, rather than maneuvering an engine with a transmission on it into the transfer case or whatever, the center diff, whatever the f you want to call that.
It's like shoving a hallway down a hot dog. So, as you guys remember last time, we went through, we redid our engine harness here. It came out beautiful. Our engine harness is in here. Everything's pretty much ready to go for this engine to go back in the car now. So we rebuilt, or we didn't rebuild the transmission, but we swapped out the transmission clutch housing case with a brand new one on there. We've got the engine retimed, ready to go because it did skip timing. Why does it feel like there's less tension on that timing belt now? I mean, there's not. It just kind of, maybe, I don't know. It's been a couple days. First things first, we need to get the engine hoist hooked up to this guy, get it taken off of the stand, and get the clutch and the flywheel on here. We are using a competition twin disc clutch and flywheel assembly. It's brand new, it's never been used before, so it should work just fine. So let's start by getting that thing on this thing and then get it on the ground. Where did I put the socket? Here it is. Where is the chain for the transmission? We can be more free flowing. Dude, come on, you're like right there. You son of a bitch. You son of a bitch! Okay, can we... There we go.
You can do it.
I feel like this chain... There we go. A couple rags on there.
Put my finger under it.
Okay, your finger's not under it, right?
No, we're totally fine.
Oh my god.
No, I'm kidding.
Fucking terrifying me sometimes.
It wouldn't be me helping on the car unless I got hurt, right?
I mean, I guess. About to be airborne.
Kind of. I mean...
Why do they do this with engine stands and hoists where they don't fit between the feet?
I don't know.
You'd think...
And if you buy like a hoist that's made by the same manufacturer as the engine
They should,
stand,
right?
They should. I think I have a shitty Pittsburgh one at the house, and that's the 4-post one.
Dude, that thing is a champ. That thing has had an engine on it for so long.
I know.
And that thing, it never had a problem.
That had my Neon's engine on it for 7 years.
That's why I'm saying it's a champ.
Yeah.
Head stud bolts. They work great to hold your engine.
Right.
They did. They work great.
They do the thing.
I mean, they're my old ones. They're obviously not the ones I'm using.
You gotta put those in before we start this.
Right.
Yeah, I gotta put the head studs.
Gotta put my head studs in
there.
Look at that, dude. It's just floating. It's just a floating engine. You know what always sketches me out the most about engine stands and whatnot? This. That engine isn't light. And it's being held up with 2 bolts and a chain.
Yeah.
That always sketches me out.
Yeah.
Always. I don't care who you are or what you say. That always sketches me out.
Relying a lot on somebody's little welds on a chain.
It's terrifying. There's a loose Allen key somewhere. If I were a rogue Allen key, where would I be? Probably somewhere stupid because I put shit in dumbass spots. My arms are pretty calibrated for torque.
I'm a breaker bar.
It's not always a bad thing.
Yeah. You can get whatever you want off there, but I don't recommend me using my arms to try and tighten something, especially not anything on like the upper parts of an engine.
The fragile part?
Okay, well, that was weird.
Okay. So we've got some discs here.
Here in my garage.
Okay, so we can just set those right there. I should probably wipe that down with brake cleaner real quick.
That looks great.
Does it?
It looks great. It's a dual mass.
It's heavy. Okay. Stay.
Are they equally spaced or?
I think they're equally spaced. There. Ow! Ow!
Did you just drop that on yourself?
Ah! I dropped it on my finger. This is heavy. Okay, hold
You
on.
want me to do it?
I'm gonna find the spacing. Ow! God,
Don't do it again.
here, you fucking.
I'll do it.
You get it and split. Here, just set that down for now. Ow!
Yeah, I'll do it.
Fuck!
I'll sacrifice my hands.
Just get it in the spot and then I'll put the bolt in. Oh my god.
Take a look at these.
Hey guys, so we forgot to put the transmission plate on the back of the engine behind the flywheel. So we take the flywheel back off to get this guy back on. Anything that's not a Subaru is a learning experience for me, but that's all right. We have a transmission plate now, so that way we can get our starter in there. So, sick. We have to torque down those flywheel bolts right there. We'll get the clutch on there. We have a clutch alignment tool here, so that should get everything hunky-dory for our twin disc here. Then we get our pressure plate on there, and then get our transmission bolted up to the engine, and then start figuring out how to get this thing into the car. So, let's figure all that out real quick. All right, so we've got the engine up here. We've got the clutch and the flywheel on. We have the transmission set up with the clutch fork and the throwout bearing and everything like that. There's one seal that we need to change out on the transfer case before we go to put this thing in. But before we do that seal, we're going to slam these together. So I'm gonna pick up the transmission, Matt's gonna pick up the engine, and we're just gonna run at each other and hope that it goes in. This is gonna be a little bit of a pain because the release for the throwout bearing is actually no, it should be fine. It should go together just fine. I don't know, this is gonna suck. So let's see if we can make some magic happen. This competition clutch twin disc though, which you guys can't see because the light is totally poop right here, is just a black circle. So let's try to shove these two together so that way they have a baby. I have new bolts from STM Tune to be able to bolt all this up, so that way hopefully everything goes smoothly. I'm hoping. Now the fun part can start. So we got the transmission, the engine bolted up. It really wasn't too bad. We had a clutch alignment tool, but it was the wrong one, so I put some tape over this side, and we were able to get it to line up. Everything turns over freely. It does what it's supposed to do. So now it comes time to shove this thing in. I think we're gonna try to go from the top and shove it in. Top.
Sure.
We're gonna try from the top. If not, we can try to slide it in from the bottom, and then
Angle it like this, drop it down, tilt it in like this. It's gonna bring it up on the trans side, drop it down on
well, I think it's naturally gonna tilt like that too, because more weight's down here now.
Yeah.
And I have the floor jack that we can use to jack up this side to be able to get it to level out. We'll try it from the top. If we simply cannot get it from the top at all, we'll go from the bottom. One way or another, this thing's going in. It's going in, Matt. Let's do it. Alright, so this has been nothing short of awful, like legit awful to go in from the top. Going in from the bottom would probably have been easier, but the biggest thing that we've been running into is getting the mounts to line up and everything like that. We've got this one here, that one on that side, we need to do this one here, that one on the back, and then somehow finagle the T-case back in here through, I mean, I feel like there's a lot of room down there for the T-case to slide up and in. There's nothing else in here really at the moment, so I don't really know. We're gonna continue to finagle with this to get those last 2 mounts on. We ended up taking the piece that goes from the transmission to that dog bone off because we couldn't get that dog bone out. We were already committed at that point, so we're like, we're sending it. So let's get these last 2 mounts bolted up, get this crane out of here, and then we have our 4G63 installed back in the Evo, thank God. Dude, the engine is in, you guys. Valve cover's not bolted down or anything like that. Just set on there for aesthetics. Same with the exhaust manifold and the intake manifold. They're just kind of hanging out right now. But dope! That is massive. We still have to get the transfer case in the car. Matt, you look great with the bumper.
Thanks, Steve. Modeling.
Oh, yeah? We still have to get the transfer case back in the car. I need to order a couple O-rings for it and get the bolt kit for it to be able to bolt up the transfer case to the engine. We have our pull to push conversion on the transmission also right now, just to get it bolted up on there for the clutch. There's a couple plugs and whatnot I need to order. The biggest thing that we noticed when going through this, from going through the top, is everything about it sucks. Literally everything about it sucks. And honestly, it looks like there's plenty of room to get the T-case down in through there. I feel like we just undo the front and the rear motor mount so we can twist this thing to be able to get it in. We're not worried about getting it in today, but honestly, the biggest thing that sucked, we had to pull off the motor mount on this side off of the transmission. We had to drop this front piece right here. We found that out as we were doing this halfway through. That back mount, you can easily bolt that back on there if you want to be able to get that on there. It still sucks regardless, but it is definitely doable. Do I have a throttle cable? Yeah, I do. It's right there. Okay, cool. I was about to say, I don't want to have an SRT4 situation where I have no throttle cable. Ha!
Thanks.
So, really glad to have this thing in here. This video is going to continue, but we are stopping for today. Getting the engine in was the big thing. I'll probably start getting some of the accessories bolted on here, like the radiator, the intercooler, things of that nature, in the next day or so to keep this thing going. To keep the momentum alive, because this thing's making good progress. This valve cover actually looks really good in here. Like I said, there's going to be some small things that I need to order here and there for the Evo, but for the most part, this is incredible. I need tires, a hood, a catalytic converter, and then some other random bits here and there. But dude, I'm so glad I got the Evo 7 valve cover, dude. That thing looks spicy. It's a spicy looking valve cover. Oh my God, it's so bright. It's so spicy. So we are going to jet back over to the house. I'll probably come back next day or two and keep going on this thing. Just keep getting some of the accessories on here. Like I said, the intercooler piping, intake manifold, T-case, things like that. So that way we can get the Evo done with. So I'll catch you guys in like 2 seconds your time, like a day mine. All right, you guys, it is the next morning and we're gonna keep going on the Evo here. Now that we have the engine in, we can start getting a lot of the accessories bolted on this thing to get this thing closer to running. Now the big thing with the Evo is I'm still waiting on the turbo, so I can't, even if I got everything done, I still can't get the car done because I don't have the turbo yet from FP. So like I said, we've ordered an FP red. It's being made for us. We have the O2 housing, we have the downpipe, we have the catback. I need to order a catalytic converter, a couple other smaller things like I said earlier. So I am going to start getting some of the stuff bolted on. The catch cam's gonna go on, the radiator's gonna go in, the intercooler's gonna go on, the radiator fan. A lot of the accessories are gonna start going on, as well as this harness. I'll probably start getting the wire harness ran to where it needs to go. Because to be honest, I don't quite know the routing path for this wire harness yet. So let me show you this catch can real quick. So this is our cute little STM tuned catch can. This thing's going to bolt up to the transmission. It keeps it out of the way of everything else. So it will end up going right down there on the transmission. So let me get this thing bolted up real quick. It's 2 bolts. It's gonna go on there super easy. I can get the breather fittings on there. I'm not gonna worry about doing any of these AN lines quite yet. We'll do that later, but I want to start clearing off a lot of the boxes that we have on this rack back here, just so we're obviously closer to getting this thing running and done. So let's bolt up a catch can. All right, we got 2 bolts right here. I know this bolt comes out. We'll sit right. Okay, so right there. So that other bolt comes out too, right above it. We've got these little guys that'll pop on right like that. Easy peasy, man. We got a cap that'll go on one of these right here. There's 190 that's gonna go off of the can. Another 90 for the can. Well, Well, that one was probably the easiest install of the day. That looks good too, man. I like that one. That's the STM tuned can. Fits rather nicely. I am going to have to take that back off. I just realized that. I need to get the banjo fitting on the bottom of the slave cylinder for the clutch guy, so let me redo that real quick. There we go, much better. Now I actually have the line going to the slave cylinder, so that way it can actuate and actually has pressure on that one. So catch cans in. Next thing I want to do is maybe I should get the alternator bracket and crap on here. That's gonna suck doing it back there. Maybe I'll wait on that because I don't have the intake manifold bolted down quite yet. Let me just go to town up here and start figuring out what I can and can't do quite yet. All right, so far we've got our catch can in, the starter bolted on, the windshield wiper harness and windshield wipers put back on, the valve cover is bolted down. I need to bring a tool to be able to actually torque these down, so right now it's just kind of hand tightened down right there. I'm trying to get the radiator in, but I don't think I have these little feet for the radiator, which is a little bit annoying, so I'm digging through like all the spare parts that the car came with to see if I have those little feet or those little grommets. If not, I'm gonna have to order them. It's all the little tiny crap. The fan though, I don't know where this fan goes. I'm gonna Google a picture and see if I can figure it out, but I know it goes somewhere in the front. I know it's a push fan. I just don't know where it goes up here. So I'm gonna keep tossing on some of the smaller stuff. The wiring, I'm gonna hold off on that because that doesn't look like a good time, and I'm gonna wait till I have like the T case and everything bolted back in. That guy, I'm not quite sure where this little grommet goes. I know that the power steering line goes there. I can get the power steering reservoirs put back in also. So a whole bunch of small stuff. So let's just keep going on getting this thing bolted together. Alright, you guys, this is where I'm stopping for today. Some of the stuff's just temporarily set in here. Some of the stuff is actually bolted in for good. Like the intercooler's good in there. The radiator, I need to take that back out, but I just wanted to get it up off the rack, out of the box, so that way I can throw all this trash away. Everything's fitting rather well, you guys. Like, we went from having like a completely bare engine bay to this, and this looks fantastic. So I did start to get some of the wire harness ran. I started figuring out like where some of these coolant hoses go, like that one down there. This guy here, which should go about like that. I don't like Mishimoto stuff, but it did come with the car, so if it saves me money and it doesn't blow up, it'll work for us. So this, I am freaking ecstatic for this. The big thing that we're waiting on is our turbo to show up. Like I said, FP, I ordered that a couple weeks ago. Hopefully it should be coming in soon. Hopefully like 2-ish weeks or something along those lines. So we'll continue to do what we can on this Evo to get it ready to get tuned, get driven, and everything like that. The motor's built for about 750, 800 wheel. We'll probably only keep the car around 550 or so that way we can really enjoy it, beat the hell out of this thing if we want to, and not have to worry about any problems. The biggest issue that we may run into with this car is that transfer case down there, but I'm not stressing it. The transmission's freshly rebuilt, engine's freshly rebuilt. Everything is pretty much gonna be brand new on this thing, and it is looking, it's actually looking like an Evo now, which is fucking awesome. I'm stoked, I love it. So I have to run out. I have to go have dinner with my dad for my birthday. Like I said, I'm not a big birthday dude. I could really care less to go celebrate and do things like that. I'd rather be working on the cars and getting them ready to be back on the road. So swing back down to the house. I have some parts for the Subaru showing up today, so I'm not quite sure what all we have showing up. Dude, fucking lady hair gets everywhere. So let's go see what we got dropped off. Hola, te amo, Tanner. And welcome back to the garage, you guys. This is the next morning. I got the catalytic converter ordered for the Evo, so the only two big things left, there's a whole bunch of small stuff that we still need. I ordered some of the small stuff yesterday, like all the radiator bracketry and whatnot for the Evo. I ordered the catalytic converter today. I got the MAP catalytic converter. Normally I'd be like, let's go catless, but with all the EPA stuff and trying to find a tuner, it's just not worth it in my opinion to go catless on the Evo. So the cat was like 400 bucks. Luckily it wasn't like stupid expensive like they are for Subarus. So the catalytic converter, like I said, all we need, the big things, tires and a hood, and then we have everything big ordered for the Evo. Then it's just all the tiny crap here and there that's going to add up. So also update with the Subaru, I should have this running and driving by Friday. That's the goal at least. Today's Monday. I don't know, what do I have to do? Build a downpipe, build a charge pipe, paint a couple things, run some vacuum lines, do a couple small lines here and there, and that one should be running and driving, and then we can start putting some break-in miles on that. Once we have some break-in miles put on it, take it back over to Baderbilt, have Josh tune us for some power, and then we can do some power pulls on that bad little beezy back there. That thing's gonna be gnarly. That'll probably be the scariest Subaru that I've seen. We'll see though. So anyways, that's all I got for you guys on this one. If you liked the video, if you're excited about the Evo stuff, we made massive progress on the Evo in this video, like huge progress. So if you liked the video, hit the like button because it helps the algorithm. Drop a comment below. Tell me what color underwear you're wearing today. It's my birthday, so let me know what color underwear you're wearing. That's all I want. All right, is it gray? Is it black? Is it pink? Is it purple? Don't tell me the type. I don't need to know if you're wearing a thong or not, but let me know. So that's all I got for you guys on this one. If you're not subscribed to the channel already and you want to be, one of these corners, no idea which one I'll put it in quite yet, but with that, I'll catch you guys in the next one. So peace out, homies. Away!